Good morning, members, and to the viewing public on cable. Uh, we apologize, our YouTube connection is not working, but what we'll do, our IT team will record these proceedings, and later on today, we will upload it to the YouTube uh, media outlet. So with that, can we please stand for a moment of silence? Thank you, members. The chair now calls this first day, second special session dated Thursday, May 16, 2024 to order. And at this time, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Adda,
Present.
Representative Aldan, Representative Fattah,
Present.
Senator Babauta,
Presente.
Representative Benavente, Representative Kamatsu Angelo,
Present.
Representative Kamatsu Diego,
Present.
Representative Kamatsu Joel,
Yeah.
Representative Kamatsu Vicente,
Present.
Representative Castro,
Estiga.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Present.
Representative Flores Joseph,
Present.
Representative Flores Marisa,
Present.
Senator Magofnia,
Present.
Representative Panglonia,
Present.
Representative Omar, Representative Probst, Chairman Sablan,
Istigat.
Representative Villa Gomez,
Hello.
Representative Yang Tamay,
Yeah.
Representative Yumo,
Present.
Mr. Chairman, there are 19 members present and 2 members absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With 90 members present, we duly establish a quorum. Please take note that Representative Edwin Probst and Representative Malcolm Omar are hereby excused in today's order of business. Thank you, members. Moving along in our order of business, we are now on item B, reading and approval of the journal. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have one, SNILD Journal number 2312, first day, first special session dated April 5th, 2024.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And at this time, I recognize our floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now offer a motion to adopt SNILD Journal 2309. Is it?
2312.
2312, first day, first special session, dated April 5th, 2024, for adoption today.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for the adoption of SNIL Journal 23-12. It has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Motion adopted. Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now on item C, public comments. And at this time, the podium is open for any of our members of the public who are here in our gallery that wishes to make comments. You may proceed. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maggie Sablan, and I am here to be available for anything you would like to know about our request to have some funding for FESPAC 2024. I would like to begin by thanking all of you for your support. It's so important for this group to go to FESPAC this year. If you will know, it has not happened in the last 8 years because of COVID, but we have never missed, I take it back, we missed one. Since 1972, we've missed only one representation, and I believe that was in Solomon Islands. So this year, after 8 years, it is very important for us to be represented Now, I think this is where we bring to reality our support for our culture, our heritage. And this is the largest in the wider Pacific where we go and display and talk about and share who we are. It is not a competition, and that's the beauty of it. It is a time to come together as a Pacific community and including Polynesia, Micronesia, Melanesia, where we come and share who we are. And we gotta be proud of that. In terms of funding, it's always been the challenge. I worked for DCCA for 10 years back in the 90s, and funding was always the issue, the challenge. And I know, compared to health and safety, really the arts has always been pushed back, and understandably so, you know. But we are very humbled, and we are asking for your positive and favorable support. As chairman and leader of the planning group this year, I've only been appointed for 8 months, and this is all labor of love. Trust me, there's no salary involved or anything. It's all been a labor of love for my committee and myself. So that said, I'd like to ask you to share that love of our heritage and our culture. Right now, what it is airfare. Everything else, we've worked hard to fundraise and make our money for our uniforms, for our presentation over there. Shipping the canoe, Matson is donating about $115,000 worth of shipping for us. We shipped 4 canoes already, and it's in Hawaii. The only thing we have to take care of, and we fundraise for it, is the ground transportation for the canoes to and from the site back to the shipyard for shipping back to Saipan. So as you can tell, we have also been working very hard to show you that this is not a free ride. We understand, it's a lot of sacrifice also for us to make the money. So we've had fundraisings, we've done sponsorships. We're even going out of our way to do on our own a souvenir book, so we can also help MVA market our islands to 28 countries that will be participating in FESPAC this year. That souvenir book will be shared with all of you as soon as it's ready. It should be ready before we go to Hawaii at the end of this month probably. So you will be able to see, we're featuring all the delegation that's going, as well as our leaders. I'm waiting for messages from some of you. And it's going to be good. We're also having our ads for our sponsors, who some are being very generous. We have sponsorship from Bridge Capital. I'm waiting, hopefully, with we have the overnight in Guam. We're hoping Tan Holdings will pull through by helping us with hotel. So we're really going out of our way to also try to help ourselves and not put burden in addition to airfare. So all this money that we're asking is for airfare for 100 individual artists to go to Hawaii. The little cushion that we would have from our fundraisings would be really to have water, everyday first aid kits available, and ground transportation for the canoes. And other than those, I'm available for your questions if you have any. This is where now we are absolutely ready. It's just like the saying goes, rubber meets the road right now. We don't have fuel to move forward. So we're praying that you will give us your support and your blessing today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Maggie Sablon. The podium is still open for any other members here in the gallery who wishes to make comments? Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Melvin Faisal. I'm a resident of Kagman and also a traditional cultural dancer choreographer for the Northern Marianas Descents. And I'm here in support of requesting for everyone's support. But before I go on, I would like to thank the author of House Bill 23-52, as well as the supporters, and to you, Chairman Sablan, for allowing this legislation to be on the agenda today. I know that there's been a lot of talk that some people believe that public support for art, culture, and preservation is a thrill we can do without in tough economic times. However, I couldn't disagree more, because I believe that culture and exhibition of our tradition is not thrill or luxury. As I already pointed out, culture and exhibition of our Northern Marianas heritage is essential to strengthening our social fabric and maintaining our quality of life. It is equally important to any education agenda. For we know that children who are exposed to art and culture do better in school and have fewer disciplinary problems. And with that, I humbly request this Honorable August body for the support on the House Local Bill 23-52, most especially for the $150,000 designated for the FESPAC. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Melvin Faisal. The podium is still open for any members of the public who are here in the gallery. Please proceed. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Tito and Hafidi, Chairman John Paul Sablan, and honorable members of the Saipan and Northern Island delegations. For the record, my name is Razor Tebteb. I am the Assistant Administrator for the Northern Island Mayor's Office. I am here on behalf of the Mayor, who extends his apologies for not attending today's session, but wanted to present his comment on the House Bill Local House Bill 2344, 2347, 2349, 2342, and 2352. He states, in its distribution, I as mayor support the action for these worthy endeavors. I only ask that this esteemed body not forget the Northern Island's challenges, and when it is time to appropriate funds for our ask, that it would be of significant amount and up to par with the goals of the office. In its entirety, I support this bill.
Thank you, Razor. The podium is still open for any of our members here in the public, the gallery, who wishes to make comments. There happens to be no more public comments. And before we proceed, the chair would like to ask for a short recess. We are back in session, and before we took a short recess, we were at item C, public comments. So we move along now with our order of business. We are now on item D, introduction of local bills. And at this time, I recognize hold on. Tama na, yun na ni- I recognize Representative Joel Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Officially introducing House Local Bill number 23-44 to appropriate the sum of $66,210 from the fund remaining balance under Saipan Local Law 19-24, Business Unit 7177N for the payment of recreational facilities, utility costs, and repairs in Precinct 4, repairs of public park playground equipment in Precinct 4, repairs of public restroom facilities in Precinct 4, and for fuel and lubrication, and for other purposes. Introduced by myself and several others. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho. This time, I recognize Representative Ralph Yumo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now introducing House Local Bill 23-47 to appropriate $348,000 from revenues collected for the 3rd Senatorial District's pursuant to Saipan Local Law 22-6 and for other purposes. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Ralph Yumo. At this time, I recognize again Representative Joel Camacho.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman. Officially introducing House Local Bill number 23-49 to amend Section 2E of Saipan Local Law 23-04 to ensure that the proper work order number is being funded. And if I may, Mr. Chairman, just provide the members a little explanation on this. I'd like to apologize. When Saipan Local Law was signed into law, we referenced the wrong work order number, and the project is ready to move forward, but finance is not able to process payment unless we amend the law that was recently signed into law. So, with that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho. At this time, I recognize our Vice Chairman, Representative Roman Benavente.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to introduce House Local Bill 23-42 to reappropriate 65,082.45 cents. Comes under Business Unit 7190A and 47,500 allotted under Saipan Local Law 2110, specifically under Business Unit 2007A, and 169,000 for 169,000 allotted under Saipan Local Law 22-10, specifically under Business Unit 2007B, and for other purposes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. This time, I recognize Representative BJ Ato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Formally introducing House Local Bill 23-52 to appropriate $500,000 from revenues collected for the 3rd Senatorial District pursuant to Public Law 20-59, introduced by myself and several others. And if there's no objection, Mr. Chairman, any and all willing members that haven't signed off on the legislation would appreciate your joining in this legislation that's going to assist a lot of the programs that requested through the chairman's office. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative BJ Ato. At this time, I will recognize the floor leader to make the proper motion on all the House local bills that we will be acting on today's order of business. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I move that House Bills 2344, 2349, 2342, and 2352 be placed on today's calendar for action. House Local Bill 23, I will also make a secondary motion, House Local Bill 2347, to be referred to the SNILD Ways and Means Committee.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Motion adopted. Thank you, members. Moving along in our order of business, we are now on item E, introduction of local resolutions. There is none. We move down to item F, messages from the governor. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have one, Governor's Communication number 2340.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any discussion on Governor's communication? The chair would like to ask the floor leader to please assign this communication to the Committee on JGL.
Duly noted, Chairman.
Thank you. Moving along, we are now on item G, messages from the mayors of Saipan and Northern Islands. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have three, Mayor's Communication number 2317 to 2319.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on messages from the mayor of Saipan and Northern Islands. Ready? Recognize Representative BJ Ato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to extend our appreciation to the Mayor of Saipan and the Mayor of Northern Islands for their swift communication in supporting the appropriations. As you know, a lot of these legislations are on a timely basis right now, and I'd like to extend our appreciation from your leadership as chairman of the delegation that they made their comments available for us so we can move on with these legislations. Again, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative BJ Ato. Any further discussion? Ready? Thank you, members. We are now on item H, reports and communication from heads of department and agencies. There's none. We move down to item I, House Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have 15. We have House Communication number 23-80 to 23-94.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on House Communications. Ready? Thank you, members. We are now on item J, Senate Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have two Senate Communications number 23-18 and 2319.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on Senate Communications. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now on item K, Delegation Matters. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have 7 Delegation Matters number 2371 to 2377.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussions on delegation matters. Ready? Thank you, members. We move down to item L, Miscellaneous Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have 5 Miscellaneous Communication number 23105 to 23109.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussions on miscellaneous communications. Ready? Thank you, members. We move down to item M, reports of standing committees. There happens to be none. Item N, reports of special and conference committees. There happens to be none. Item O, unfinished business. None. Item P, resolution calendar. There is none. We move now to item Q, bill calendar. And at this time, I recognize our floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I now move to pass House Local Bill 2344 to appropriate the sum of $66,210 from the fund remaining balance under Saipan Local Law 19-24, Business Unit 7177N, for the payment of public recreational facilities, utility costs, and repairs in Precinct 4, repairs of public park playground equipment in Precinct 4, repairs of public restroom facilities in Precinct 4, and for fuel and lubrication, and for other purposes. So moved.
Before I recognize that motion, the chair would like to call a short recess. Short recess. We are back in session, and before we went into that short recess, there is a motion offered by our floor leader. This time, I will recognize the floor leader for the withdrawal of the motion. Recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I respectfully withdraw the motion I just made before our recess.
Okay. You're still recognized, floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I now offer a motion to suspend all pertinent rules in order to move on with the bill calendar for this morning. So moved.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for suspension of pertinent rules. It has been seconded. Discussion on that motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion adopted. Okay. Recognize floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I now offer a motion to pass House Local Bill 2344 to appropriate the sum of $66,210 from the fund remaining balance under Saipan Local Law 19-24, Business Unit 7177N, for the payment of public recreational facilities, utility costs, and repairs in Precinct 4, repairs of public park playground equipment in Precinct 4, repairs of public restroom facilities in Precinct 4, and for fuel and lubrication, and for other purposes. So moved.
There is a motion offered for the passage of House Local Bill 23-44, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Alta,
Yes.
Representative O'Donnell, Representative Patel,
Yes.
Senator Babauta,
Pungan.
Representative Benavente, Representative Komatsu Angelo,
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Diego,
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Joel,
Ungan.
Representative Komatsu Vicente,
Yes.
Representative Castro,
Yes.
Senator De Leon Guerrero, Representative Flores Joseph,
Yes.
Representative Flores Marisa,
Yes.
Senator Magofnia,
Tungan.
Representative Manglonia,
Yes.
Representative Villa Gomez,
Ungan.
Representative Langtamay, Representative what? Representative Yumu,
Yes.
Senator De Leon Guerrero, Mr. Chairman,
Ungan.
Mr. Chairman, all 18 members present voted yes, 3 members absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With 80 members voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill number 23-44 hereby passes the delegation. Recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I now offer a motion to pass House Local Bill 2349 to amend Section 2E of Saipan Local Law 2304 to ensure that the proper work order number is being funded. So moved.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for the passage of House Local Bill number 23-49, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Ungan.
Yes.
Yes.
Ungan.
Yes. Ungan.
Ay, todo. Ano pala? Simple, maaga.
Yes.
Yes. Tungan.
Yes.
Hours.
Yes.
Yes.
Hungan. Thank you, Madam Clerk. With all 18 members voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill number 23-49 hereby passes the delegation. Recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I now offer a motion to pass House Local Bill number 2342 to appropriate $65,082.45 allotted under Saipan Local Law 20-26, specifically under Business Unit 7190A, $47,500 under Saipan Local Law 22-10, specifically under Business Unit 2007A, and $169,475.74 allotted under Saipan Local Law 22-10, specifically under Business Unit 2007B, and for other purposes. So moved.
There is a motion offered by a floor leader for the passage of House Local Bill number 23-42, and it has been seconded. But before we act on that motion, let's take a short recess. I believe the author of the bill has a floor amendment to offer, and right now we're just awaiting those copies. Short recess. We are back in session, and before we enter into recess, we were still on the motion offered by our floor leader for the passage of House Local Bill 23-42, and at this time, I recognize the author of the bill for the floor amendment, Representative Vice Speaker Representative Roman Benavente.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to introduce House Local Bill 23-42 S1 for the construction of ladder beach. SS1, thank you.
Do I hear a second? There is a floor amendment by substitute offered by the mover, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the floor amendment offered. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those who oppose say nay. Motion adopted. House Local Bill now 23-42 is reflective as substitute 1. So we are now on the main motion. Any discussion on the main motion? Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Adda?
Yes.
Representative Aldon? Representative Attal?
Yes.
Senator Babauta?
Hungat.
Representative Benavente?
Ngan.
Representative Camacho Angelo?
Yes.
Representative Camacho Diego?
Yes.
Representative Camacho Joel?
Ngan.
Representative Camacho Vicente?
Yes.
Representative Castro?
Ngan.
Representative Flores Joseph?
Yes.
Representative Flores Marisa?
Yes.
Senator Magofnia?
Yes.
Representative Manglonia?
Yes.
Representative Villa Gomez?
Yes.
Representative Yang Tamay?
Aware.
Representative Yumu? Representative Benavente?
Ngan.
Mr. Chairman?
Again,
Mr. Chairman, all 18 members present voted yes.
thank you, Madam Clerk. With all 18 members voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill 23-42, substitute 1, hereby passes the delegation. Last one, recognize the floor leader for the last item on our bill calendar.
Thank you. For final action on today's bill calendar, Mr. Chairman and members, it is my privilege to offer a motion to pass House Local Bill 2352 to appropriate $500,000 from revenues collected for the 3rd Senatorial District pursuant to Public Law 20-59. So moved.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for the passage of House Local Bill number 23-52, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. I recognize the mover and author, Representative Biziato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I believe everybody's received a copy of the substitute version. If you can follow on page 2, line 7, we're just adding for the Northern Marianas Sports Association into that language, just because they're the actual entity that would be receiving the funds that's for the micro games participants from the 3rd Senatorial District. From the CNMI. In addition to that, under line 16 on page 2, removing Marianas March Against and just putting Commonwealth Cancer Association. My apologies for the oversight. March Against Cancer was happening that same week when I was drafting the bill. And consistent with the intent of the foregoing changes, I hereby also move to allow the legal counsel, together with the clerk, to make further non-statutory technical changes that are strictly necessary to effectuate the intent of this substitute prior to transmittal. So move.
There is a floor amendment offered by the author, and it has been seconded. Discussion on a motion. Recognize Representative Ralph Yumo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for clarification, because I believe sometime last November we did appropriate to, I think it's an MRA, and the fund was never transferred. So would this appropriation be the same as the last appropriation where the Department of Finance refused to um, pay out these sums to all these associations that are requesting? I do understand NMRA went through that issue where the department didn't remit the funds.
Thank you for that concern, Representative Yumo. I did spoke to the Secretary of Finance about the distribution of all the line items appropriations that we have done before. Uh, what she wanted to do moving forward was have all these NGOs or government agencies put in a spending plan request to the Secretary of Finance, since most of them are actually under her expenditure authority. And what she wanted to also do moving forward is follow procurement rules. So for those entities that are having a hard time getting all these appropriations that we have appropriated in the past, I ask all you members, if you are given a call, to have them make those requests through and follow the procurement process. You still have the floor, Representative Rafimo.
Thank you for that clarification. So if there's no objection with the author, I'd like to offer a motion to amend Section 2E. I do believe we appropriate 25,000 to the Capitol Hill baseball field, and I believe there is some upgrade going on there, but I would like the flexibility for the Department of Parks and Rec to look at other fields around the CNMI and to deem it, should there be
Point of
additional
clarification,
funds.
Before I recognize your motion, and no one has seconded yet, let me recognize the author of the mover for this substitute. I recognize Representative Bijato.
Mr. Chairman, I have no issues with Rep. Yumo's request, but before we do that, can we just adopt the substitute version first before we move on to make subsidiary amendments? Because we might get lost in translation and end up moving other stuff, and we know FESPAC's here, they need the money, Micro Games needs the money, so we want to make sure that we solidify the substitute first before we can make a subsidiary motion.
Any objection? No objection. So we are back to the floor amendment offered by Representative Bijato. Any
No
other
objection.
discussion? If there's none, all those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. House Local Bill 2023-52 is now in the form of substitute 1. We are now on the main motion. Any further discussion? Recognize Representative Rafimo.
Thank you, and I apologize for that. I wanted to just add additional flexibility for the Department of Parks and Recreation under Section 2E, and that is to look at other fields in the CNMI so that he, can repair others that are deemed necessary, and not only the.
If I'm hearing you clearly, Representative Rafimo, so you're requesting that instead of putting the provision Capitol Hill baseball field, that we just make it broad and say baseball field
No,
all
you
over
will
the
say
third
Capitol
senatorial
Hill
district
Field and other.
and
field,
other
yeah.
fields.
Um,
Okay,
Mr.
duly noted. I recognize Representative Bijato.
And maybe since Representative Yumo doesn't have a written floor amendment, if we can maybe consider this as a technical language to add to make it easier. So E would read $25,000 for the, but not limited to Capitol Hill baseball field upgrades. Is that okay with and consider this
Legal
as
counsel? Is that short recess? Short recess. We are back in session, and before we had the recess, we had just entertained the substitute motion of House Local Bill 23-52, and we are now in open discussion. And at this time, I recognize Representative Ralph Yumo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will now offer a motion to amend House Local Bill 2352 as a S1 as read on the screen. So move.
Can you please read it, Representative Yumo? Thank you.
Page 2, line 13, add and other baseball fields within the 3rd Senatorial District after word field. E, $25,000 for the Capitol baseball field and other baseball fields within the 3rd Senatorial District upgrade. So move. And consistent with the intent of the foregoing amendments, I hereby also move to allow the legal counsel together with the House Clerk to make further non-substantive technical amendments that are strictly necessary to effectuate the intent of the floor amendment prior to transmittal. So move.
There is a floor amendment offered by Representative Ralph Yumo, and it has been seconded. Discussion on that motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion adopted. House Local Bill 23-52, Substitute 1 is now Draft 1. We are now in the main motion. Any further discussion? Recognize Representative Yumo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, just for clarity, under F, I understand it was for the March Against Cancer. So, would the Commonwealth Cancer Association be the one that it's related to the March Against Cancer? Are there the expenditure authority, or this is totally different?
The expenditure authority that is in the substitute Draft 1 is the Secretary of Finance, but what the Commonwealth Cancer Association needs to do, just like other NGOs, is request that through the Secretary of Finance. And maybe I can recognize Rep. Vigiato to further expound.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. March Against Cancer is the actual event. The Commonwealth Cancer Association is the organization with the federal tax ID, so they're the actual entities that would be receiving the funds for March Against Cancer and any other functions that's associated to cancer awareness in the CNMI. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you,
Thank you.
for the clarity.
Do you yield, Representative Yumo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're now in the main motion. Any further discussion? Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Adda.
Yes.
Representative Odan. Representative Acto.
Yes.
Senator Babauta.
Ungan.
Representative Benavente.
I'm good.
Representative Komatsu Angelo.
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Diego.
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Joel.
Ungan.
Representative Komatsu Vicente.
Yes.
Representative Castro.
Yes.
Representative Flores Joseph.
Yes.
Representative Flores Marissa.
Yes.
Senator Magofnia.
Hungan.
Representative Manglonia.
Yes.
Representative Villa Gomez.
Our.
Representative Yang Tamay.
Awa.
Representative Yumo.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Again,
Mr. Chairman, all 18 members voted yes.
thank you, Madam Clerk. With all 18 members voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill 23-52, Substitute 1, Draft 1, hereby passes the delegation. Thank you, members. That took care of item Q, bill calendar. We move now down to item R, miscellaneous business. Are there any miscellaneous business? Recognize our floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. First, I would like to wish Representative Manny Castro very happy birthday today. Celebrating his birthday. Secondly, I would like to publicly thank GVB President and CEO, former Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez for sponsoring our trip to Japan, Haneda and Narita. With me in the CNMI delegation was the chairman himself, Representative John Paul Sablon, Representative Ed Probst, myself, Mayor Aubrey Hokok from Rhoda, Mayor Edwin Aldon from Tinian, and also Senator Donald Manglonia. And it gave us a clearer view of how GVB operates, and they have a magnificent marketing team. I want to give kudos to Miss Nadine Leon Guerrero. She is the global marketing director for GVB, and all of her team members. We were able to engage with United Airlines and major travel agencies in Japan, JTB, HIS, Nippon Travel. They conducted a seminar for these people, and this is in relation primarily to the direct flights from Haneda to Guam that Hawaiian Airlines lost, and United was able to pick up that leg. I do know that in our collaboration with this GVB CEO, he is working extremely hard to include the CNMI in his mission to unite the Marianas and promote it and advocate for it, for increased tourism. In fact, the GVB team is currently in Rhoda. I want to congratulate the Rhoda delegation and particularly Mayor Aubrey Hokuk for coordinating all of that. They have a busy 2-day schedule to promote the uniqueness of Rhoda, and the focus target market there is the military families in Guam and personnel. So it's more of a nature centric advocacy that GVB is promoting. I do know GVB chartered 4 flights to Rhoda and also brought key DOD personnel, specifically from the Morale, Welfare, and Recreational Activity, MWR, which the soldiers and their families, or military personnel and their families, it's the go-to travel and recreational activity, specifically the ITT information tickets and tours. And I commend them and I want to thank them. It was a busy trip. We were able to sit down with the regional director of United in Haneda specifically, and we were able to engage also with Gov Guam's. They also sponsored the airport authority from Guam, customs. So every stakeholder that is involved in airlines, transportation industry, and tourism was included in this travel. It was a big delegation from Guam. Also, legislators from Guam were there with us, and I just wanted to share that with you, that we hope to now communicate with our MVA and try to connect the two to jointly promote the CNMI to Japan and other emerging markets. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield.
Thank you, Floor Leader. Any other further miscellaneous discussion? I recognize Representative Angelo Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just in line with Senator about this comment, as we all know, tourism is very important to our islands. Therefore, Precinct 5 has committed to appropriate some funding for beautification around the island. We're in the process of looking for flame trees to revive Beach Road, Airport Road, and I challenge other members to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Angelo Camacho. Any other further miscellaneous discussion? Ready? Thank you, members. We move down to item S, announcement. I recognize Representative Denita Yang Tamay.
Thank you, Chair. Just an announcement for the Commonwealth CNMI Women's Association Summit tomorrow from 7:30 to 2 p.m. Breakfast and lunch will be served for free, and you are all invited. It will be down at the multi-purpose, down in Susupi, yes. And then the gala will be on July 13th at the World Resort. It's only $50. It's for a good cause, so please buy tickets from people you bump accidentally to outside the office. And if you came late this morning, you probably heard the executive director, Linda Cabrera, and Chair Dorsha Moreno on KKMP this morning. So, announcing about this thing tomorrow. So please come on, come all. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Yang. My further announcement, recognize Representative Joel Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just announcing that we'll be calling a SNILD zoning committee meeting next week, Tuesday, May 21st at 10 a.m. to discuss Senate Local Bill 23-03, authored by Senator Corina Magofna. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Joel Camacho. Any other announcement? Recognize Senator Corina Magofna.
Thank you, Chairman. I just also wanted to announce that the Senate Standing Committee on REDP will be having their meeting with DPL and Suwaso to further discuss the Suwaso lease that's on the table. So it's today at 1 o'clock in the Senate chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Magofna. Any other further announcement? Recognize again Representative Joel Camacho.
My apologies, Mr. Chairman. I just want to clarify. You have several zoning bills, am I correct? Would you like that included in the agenda?
I will ask the floor leader to refer those to your committee.
All right.
And those zoning bills that I have introduced already on the House, I don't think it's yet in the delegation. As you know, anything other than appropriation needs to sit in the House 3 legislative days. So, but when that comes and it's been transmitted to the delegation, I will ask the floor leader to refer to your committee. And just so the members know, those zoning proposed legislations that I have introduced, those are actually coming from the zoning office and the board. Any other further announcement? Ready? Thank you, members. So we're on our last item on the agenda, and that's item T, adjournment. And at this time, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I move to adjourn today's session subject to the call of the chair.
There is a motion for adjournment, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. We are now adjourned. Thank you, members.